It ain't got nothing to do with what we got going on here. So to me, it don't make no sense to bring them up at all.
I agree with that to a certain extent. Some of these kids need to be brought up because they don't need to be around kids. That's really the only time I bring up somebody's kids. I'm not going to bring up your kids in the middle of my motherfucking beat. But if
Yeah,
I
but
feel
that's what I
like you're
said.
detrimental to your child, I'm going to bring that up.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
I'm not
But
opposed to cussing out your kids like I said when I first got on this app. If your kids come into my live and I don't know that they're a kid, I don't give a fuck about what I say to them. I really don't.
if you
I
don't know,
don't.
you don't know.
I don't. And if you're a kid and you tell me you're a kid and you keep on with your shit, I'm gonna cuss your ass the fuck out because I don't give a fuck about you nor your mammy or your pappy. They should have taught you better because I was taught to stay in a fucking child's place. Now that doesn't mean that children have no space with adults. What it means is that adults should have enough fucking sense to set boundaries with our younger generation. Like I said, ain't no fucking. First of all, let me go back to the question that was posed in Topic Teasers Live last night. If an 18-year-old acts like an adult, should they be treated like an adult? I want to ask you, what do you mean when you say act like an adult?
Man, I ain't becoming an
That's
adult
what I
till I
want to
was
know.
like, I still ain't. I'm 42 and I'm still not an adult. I'm still learning. You know what I'm saying? So for my daughter's 17. You know what I'm saying?
You know what that
That's
sounds
like
like to me? You know, but what that sounds like to me is an 18-year-old old enough for me to motherfucking abuse with no repercussions?
no, not at all. Well, that's what I'm saying.
No,
Like,
that's what I'm saying that question poses. Because
oh
what does
yeah,
that actually mean? Is a 18-year-old, if an 18-year-old is acting like an adult, they are an adult. Should they be treated like an adult? What do you mean by treated like an adult? Because what adults do is,
nah.
like I said the other day, what adults do, this is why I said don't talk to me with that acting like kids, because kids don't act like this. This is adult behavior. Immature, bullying, harassing, fucking abusive ass fucking behavior. That is adult behavior. So what you're asking is an 18-year-old old enough for you to abuse with no repercussions. That's what the fuck you're asking.
That's like action. That's like action if a 40-year-old man wait for a 17-year-old to turn 18 that next day, is it okay for them? No, I don't think so.
Exactly. So now it's okay for you to motherfucking cuss out and mistreat an 18-year-old because they're grown? And what does acting grown mean? Standing their ground and telling you their fucking boundaries? Because that's what it seemed like y'all got a problem with. Y'all got a problem with these kids to tell y'all fucking no.
I think they forget that we was 18 at one time.
They do.
We we
They do.
we
They
didn't
do. I
know we
said
didn't
that
know
the
what the
other
hell
day in
we
the
was
live.
doing at 18.
They forget.
How many?
They forget how hard life was when they were needing adults to understand them. When they were walking around talking about how adults don't get nothing they're fucking saying. And they didn't. Because the generation, my generation and above, really ain't shit when it comes to communication with the younger generation. Because we think we're entitled to disrespect them because they acting like adults.
Nah,
You
like how
know,
many times
that
have you
do as
told
I
yourself
say,
if
not
I
as I do, that I get to fucking do you and treat you and say to you however the fuck I want to. But since you're a child, since you're younger than me, I'm your elder, I get to fucking do whatever the fuck I want to you. I get to say whatever the fuck I want to say. And like I said, it's funny. It's funny how she's a kid until y'all want to call her out her fucking name.
how many times have you told yourself if I can go back to being 18? Because I tell myself that all the time.
Honestly, I don't even think about it, to be honest with you, shit.
And I do.
I mean, I know a lot of people do, but I don't. I don't think about it, shit. Hell, if you ask me, I was 18 yesterday, shit.
Sure, I will. My knees hurt.
Because,
You was
like you
18
just
yesterday,
said,
huh?
shit, who's
We're gonna go
really
with
an
that.
adult? Who's
We're gonna
really
go
an
with that.
adult?
Like
Because
I'm still
the older we get,
learning.
every year we turn into an age we've never been before,
I'm still
right?
learning. I'm still learning. I'm
And
still
you're
trying
gonna
to
learn
grow.
until the day you die. So what does it really mean to be an adult? Absolutely fucking nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing. Especially when y'all don't act no better than the so-called immature kids.
And I think they forget sometimes too that our era, our age, not I creep, but Blaze, Lisa,
Right.
we grew up in households where what happens in this house stays in this house. You can't
Uh-huh.
go to therapy. You can't
And
go
that's why
to
the
a
younger generation
psychiatrist.
got so much
You
animosity
know what I'm
towards us,
saying?
and it's rightfully so.
Like it's different. We can raise our kids differently. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if our kids need therapy, we more open to that today. If they need to talk about stuff, we more open to that today. Growing up, you couldn't leave that house and talk about it.
Right.
I didn't care if you was getting essayed or whatever. You that stayed in the house. That
You
ain't
know,
nobody's business.
with my first two kids, by the time they was Rennie's age, they could already spell their names and all of that. And Rennie's not bad, but I didn't do that with Rennie this time. I started reading at 3. You know, I didn't do that with Rennie this time because at the end of the day, emotional education is way more important than this shit that they teach you in the motherfucking school.
All kids do not excel the same. And that doesn't mean
It's
that
not
their
about her
future could
excelling
be any
because baby,
different.
she can count. All my kids got a sense of
No,
humor.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying, like I got 5 kids. You know, one was potty trained at
I mean,
3,
I
one
get
potty
that.
was potty trained.
I'm trying to make a point about the difference in generations. Like we are still. This is the thing. We claim to be pro-black. We claim to want to get away from this system. But now you're sitting here dogging a 4-year-old, right? Because she's not already in tune with the white man's education. No, because I focus more on emotional education with my daughter. And I ain't gonna never stop talking in front of my daughter because I want my daughter to understand she should never be silenced. Never. Like this in front of my fucking boys because I don't want them to ever think that anybody has the power to take their voice away from them, to cross their
No,
boundaries whenever the fuck they want to. I want you to know before you cross my kids, you might want to fucking think twice. That ain't the nigga to play with,
no.
especially not my daughter. I want her to motherfucking knock the heads off a nigga that put their hands on her. I don't want her to have to hesitate. I don't want her to have to fucking wonder, is this really SA or is it not? No. Motherfucker put their hands on you, knock their ass clean cold the fuck out right then and there. Cuss they ass, slap the fuck out. Scream to the fucking top of the mountain. I'm not raising no punks. I don't give a fuck about a 1, 2, 3. I give a fuck that she is emotionally stable enough to understand what the fuck is happening to her when it fucking happens.
Straight up, 100%.
The fuck out of here. But what I'm saying is she can't count. Obviously. She can write. Obviously. She don't need the fucking guidelines. She's been writing her letters for the longest. The fuck y'all think I do with her?
I mean, she's 4. She's
All
4,
my
right?
kids are gifted. Yeah. All my kids are gifted. Every last one. That girl started walking
I
at 4 months
mean,
old. Quit fucking playing
she's
with me.
4. Like she's a baby. She's a baby. She's a baby. She needs to be a baby. That's what she. I mean,
Exactly.
I
Needs to
mean, she
be
ain't
a
gonna. I mean,
baby.
no
I'm not gonna
4-year-old.
hound her with no motherfucking words that she gonna learn in daily speech.
No,
That's why I
man.
talk to my kids.
No,
We
man.
count every day. We spell her name every day. We say her name every day. But
It
baby,
doesn't
that's
matter.
not more
The
important than
most
her being
important thing.
emotionally stable enough. That is not more important than her being
Listen,
emotionally stable enough to set her fucking boundaries. Because at kindergarten, at 5 years old, she gonna have to go be around strangers all damn day long. Y'all think
word
about
up,
that, y'all. Y'all don't know. I
word
don't
up.
think y'all
That's real.
understand
That's real
how traumatizing that is.
and
To drop
scary.
our
Word up.
kids off to perfect fucking strangers at the age of 5 years old
That's
and
real.
don't spend no more fucking time with them for real until they're motherfucking 18, till they've
That's
graduated
real.
high school. Get the fuck out of here.
That's real. That's real. Cause Even like, yeah, that's some real shit. But the most important thing
When I say
that
I
a
want to
4 year old
burn this
needs,
system down, I don't just be talking. I don't just be talking.
the most important thing a child needs is a love from mommy and daddy,
Thank
especially at
you.
4.
Thank you.
It ain't reading, it ain't writing, it's love. Period. Period.
Ever even spoke to me, like I said in the comment section, sis, that just shows me how much she pressed. Because
Right.
honestly, I ain't never heard you really even disrespect her or anything. I heard you say the truth about her.
And that's it. That's it. That's what I'm saying. She want me to talk about it so bad because honestly, at the end of the day, watch me work. What the fuck have I ever said about you other than the fact that you were Drea Princess? I didn't agree with your live that one day. I told you I didn't even think your sister agreed with it, but I didn't dog you out. I didn't go in on you. None of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't do that. I don't do that to nobody on this app.
And
And
mind
then
you,
when I
she's the
do
same
say
one.
something,
Mhm.
y'all act like I done fucking dragged your mammies across this motherfucking app. But look at the shit y'all say and do to me on a daily basis. And I don't respond to more than half of that shit. Some new lady made a fucking video about me the other day, and like I told her, baby, please move along, because I'm not finna go back and forth with a whole new fucking black woman. Bye. Who the fuck are you?
Yo, I say this. My son 21 now. I turned 21 in August, right? And my son in the beginning wasn't the fastest learner. But today, he's one of the brightest kids I know. I got him a great career. He making more money at 21 than most people make in their 30s and 40s. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? He minds his business. He goes to
Well,
work. He
honestly, I
comes
think
home.
that's what's wrong with a lot of these adults of today's society. They are jealous of these kids. They're jealous that these kids ain't got to work damn 30, 40, 50 years before they fucking retire. These kids is
Check this out.
retiring at 25,
Check,
30
check.
years old. They are jealous. And that's sad because and this goes back to what I said a while ago. That whole I'm doing this to make a better life for my kids, but when your kids get a better life, you end up jealous of them because you had to fucking struggle and they didn't. Yes, there is a jealousy between the older generation and the younger generation right now because they had it easier. They had more resources. They can brand themselves. They
Yo,
don't need a
listen,
fucking middleman.
my son,
They don't
my
need a
son,
middleman. That money go from whoever the consumer is straight to fucking them.
my
That is what's
son.
wrong with y'all. Our generation is jealous.
Listen, my son do the same thing that I do. Makes a little less than me right now. Not much, a little. But makes more money than me because I pay the medical insurance. I pay the bills. I pay all that. But I
Right.
set it up that way. So he can do what he wanted to do in life. My son don't want for nothing. He pay his own car payment. He buy his own food. He pay his
Right.
own bills. Anything that he want when it comes to either a video game or anything that whatever he want, he get on his own. I set it up that way. And I plan to do the same for my other 4. You know what I'm saying? Because as parents, it's our job to lead them to where they need to be.
Right.
Do you think I gave a fuck if my son could read or write at 4? I didn't give a damn.
That part.
I thought that shit was just foul for her to even say.
Oh, it was damn sure foul for her to say. Absolutely.
She's a fucking
Absolutely.
4-year-old.
Absolutely, it was foul for her to say. But that's why I said it really ain't nothing I can say to you or about you that would make your life any worse than it is. You sitting up here comparing yourself to a fucking 18-year-old talking shit about a 4-year-old. How, girl, I wouldn't want your life. I would not want your life. If that's what my life was, comparing my life to an 18-year-old talking shit about a 4-year-old, baby, who the fuck in their right mind would want that fucking life? Nobody.
I can't do it. I can't talk about nobody's children, man. I just, unless they're in imminent danger, I can't. To me, that ain't manly to me. It don't make me real. You know what I'm saying? If anything, that'll make me complete opposite. I can't do it.
crazy thing about it is she ain't answered nothing that we or addressed anything that we said.
Well, you knew the fuck she wasn't gonna do that.
Just straight disrespect,
That's too much like right.
right? Went to straight
That's too
disrespect.
much like right to actually talk about the point at hand. No, they have to deflect. They got to distract. They got to fucking make up some stupid ass shit.
And talk about children.
I think what to me, I think when the little beefs start, instead of finding a way to maybe squash it before it gets to where people
That's
cross
the thing,
boundaries and
Chico.
lines.
Don't nobody give a shit about Drea. We don't care
I don't know
about
who
her.
that is. I'm
She
just saying,
beefing with
like,
herself.
I don't know who that is. I'm just
Oh,
saying
that's
in general,
Broccoli
like,
Work. That's who we talking about.
oh,
We don't
but
even care about this woman.
we should never
It's a lot less about her.
allow each other to cross certain boundaries and lines where we can't come back from and fix the shit.
That's why I said I'm not coddling bad behavior. I don't give a fuck. I do not give no fucks. I will not do it. I will not. I won't participate in motherfucking acting like you're not a fucked up individual. And well, a lot of these people are just that fucked up fucking individuals.
Learned
I
my lesson when it comes to giving grace, especially people that speak about children. Because if you do it once, you'll do it again to me. So I learned my
Yeah.
lesson on that.
Nah, I don't know, man. You know, I see so many people just struggle in life, period, struggle with their kids. I see people out here struggling to make rent, mortgage. Like, there's so much going on for, for us to be around here making it worse. You know what I'm saying? For anybody. Like, I just can't bring myself to be that person. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
when you're not miserable, then you're not trying to make nobody else miserable. These are miserable people, and misery loves fucking company. That's just the truth. Misery loves fucking company.
I know they have a lot of misplaced anger, and they direct it at us all the time. I don't really care because at the end of the day, it shows more about y'all. I'm telling you that live that she Watch Me Work had last night, your true self came out. Again, you just proved more of my point, and I love making you look this small, but you were the one running around here talking about, oh, I don't like this stuff that these people do, but you do it yourself. You a whole hypocrite. Talking about
Right.
nobody kids should be brought into nothing, but you had no problem bringing this woman's child into it. None. And she didn't even do nothing that on the level for you to even go there.
Nothing at all.
And for real, that just tells me how you felt the entire damn time.
man, it's bad enough that a lot of us, especially the women around our age, went through the things that they went through. And we live with that PTSD of trying to raise our children and making sure that they don't go through through certain things that we it, it's crazy because, like Lisa said earlier, even my kids going to school or going to daycare, which they recently, my daughter started kindergarten and my son had to start, my wife working, so my son had to start going to daycare. And the first thing that we think about as people is, I hope nobody touches our children.
Children, yeah. Yeah. But what the government say? You don't put them in school, you don't sit them up with a bunch of strangers all damn day long, then you going to
Listen,
jail.
did you watch? Go on Netflix and watch that Boy Scout documentary.
I already did. I meant to talk about that. Y'all need to watch that shit. But here's the thing. I've been saying this. This is what I've been screaming my whole entire life. Not just since I got on this motherfucking app, but I've been screaming this shit my entire fucking life. Didn't I tell y'all I don't trust organizations? I do not trust
That
organizations.
was
I grew
wild.
up in the foster care system. I saw how they paraded us around, right? They paraded us around a bunch of fucking rich people every fucking year. So that these rich people can feel sorry for us, send in their fucking donations, right? For the little homeless niggas in the fucking community.
Yo, like that's
And
crazy.
then
Like
write that
when
shit off at the end of the year. And then write the shit off at the
you,
end of the year. Tax write off.
listen, you seen how the one man went to one and then got caught and he was allowed to go to another chapter of the Boy Scout, do it again. Then he was allowed to go to another one and
Uh-huh.
do it again.
And the Boy Scouts organization is still motherfucking open. And the
Listen,
dude
you
that
know,
was doing all of the investigating quit investigating. Because he said, y'all is lying still. Y'all still molesting these fucking kids. The
I
black
read a meme the other
investigator
day.
dude, you remember him from the fucking documentary?
Yeah,
The black
yeah,
investigator dude.
yeah.
That nigga
I read
quit.
a meme.
He quit in
I,
what was that, 2020? That's
yeah,
2020. He been working on exposing the Boy Scout motherfucking organization for over a decade. This motherfucker quit in 2020 because he said y'all is still fucking lying. Y'all still fucking lying. Y'all are still molesting these little boys. 2020.
I read a meme the other day and said the government admits to aliens before they find one person in that Epstein case.
Now, mind y'all, they told us that this island was what? Full of kids, right? They told y'all that Epstein's. Where them kids at, y'all? Where them kids at? Why we ain't had no story of them children getting rescued off that motherfucking island? Where the kids?
Bro, they found aliens before they found predators. That's wild.
It was another documentary where the man was showing, like, they traveled with this man where he was showing how, oh, the subway guy. Yes, subway guy. That was
And Sydney,
showing
you
how the
right. The
motherfucker
Turkish
was
do
going
too.
over to they have islands in other countries full of little boys, and the little Jared dude was going over there purchasing little boys to fuck, right? Going to these private islands to fuck these little boys.
I seen a clip with Joe Rogan, right? And he was talking about Disney and how Disney has like a 20-story like office underground that nobody really knows about, and they got access to all sides of the park. And he said himself, the shit that goes down there is fucking wild. He said he went to a party down there. He seen shit he never thought he'll see. Like, this is the shit that goes on right in front of our eyes.
And this is why I've been saying this since my childhood. I grew up in the foster care system. I
But that's
can't even count. Hold on, let me finish.
that's
I can't even count and tell y'all
my
how many
bad, sis.
kids I saw.
Damn.
No, just let me finish because I need you to hear this. I can't even count
I
how
got
many
you.
girls, how many boys, and it was more girls than boys. But I can't even count how many I know were molested in my own home. Molested, raped, and I'm talking about full blown raped in my own home. And my entire childhood, I'm telling DHR in Anniston, Alabama. At the time, the president was Laura Price. Laura Price was the president of DHR at that time. Guess where we used to go on the weekend? To Miss Laura Price's house. Have sleepovers in her fucking basement. Now, I never got touched at Miss Laura's house. But that's why nobody ever did anything about what was going on in my house, because my mama and Miss Laura, the president of the company she worked for, were best fucking friends. Now, ain't that something? You sleeping in the basement. You're sleeping. You playing, sleeping, playing with the kids in the basement of the motherfucker that runs the company, that runs the fucking the system in which you live in and are being abused by every fucking day. Ain't nobody listening. Everybody fucking putting up their cocktails, planning their next motherfucking Christmas party so they can show off all these orphan kids, all these fostered kids, so that these rich folks can get out their motherfucking wallets and pay this money that they can write off at the end of the fucking year, all while they're all molesting and raping these children.
But that's what I said yesterday. Like, y'all calling the Department of Children and Families over these children that got a little stain on their shirt, but trying to put them in the system that's gonna do this to them. But y'all care about
Yep.
kids? Nah, fuck out of here.
Yep. That's exactly what they do. That's why I'm not an advocate for the foster care system. I'm not an advocate for adoption. I don't want you to adopt nobody's motherfucking child. I don't want no child in that fucking system. Because it's corrupt. It ain't nothing but sex trafficking. I don't give a fuck what y'all tell yourselves. The foster care system ain't nothing but a sex trafficking, labor fucking slavery system. Because what really gets me is when these white people come in here and say nobody in America has ever, nobody alive has ever been a slave. What do you think the kids are in the foster care system? What do you think we were? What do you think we still are to this day? We're sex slaves and labor slaves. That is literally what we are. That is literally, not figuratively, not somewhat, not sometimes. That is what the fuck we are. Sex and labor slave trade.
Yo, that's crazy. Hey, I'm off today. So I'm about to take me a quick nap, but I want to say this, and I ain't gonna get into details. Lisa, Porsche, Flabs that I can think of right now from day one. Y'all already know what time it is. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all know what
We
y'all
love
did
you
for
too,
me,
bro.
and yeah, that goes a long way with me. Y'all made a friend with me for life. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
again, I'm not gonna get into why y'all already know. Thank y'all. Thank y'all 100 times over. Y'all didn't have to do what y'all did. Y'all didn't have to put yourselves out there for me like that. And it goes to show your character. It goes to show what y'all believe in. And it goes to show that y'all not going to run with one side of the story without getting the whole story. And I love you and I appreciate y'all for that, for real.
No problem, bro. None whatsoever.
So I'm going to go ahead and take me a little nappy nap, and I'm going to holler at y'all later.
All right. Have a good
All
day,
right.
bro.
And Blaze, I know you end up saying something later on, and I appreciate that too, brother. Took you a little bit, though. But
Well, get some sleep.
get some sleep. He's like, get your ass out of here.
No, I
And
thought you
Blaze was
said you
like, I'm
taking a
not
nap. My
even.
bad. I thought you said thought you said you taking a nap.
No,
No, he was telling
no,
me
no, no,
thank
I
you
am.
for having his back or whatever. He said it took you a little minute, but
Oh,
you got there. That's all that matters.
Word.
yeah. Context around it.
Bro, look, no, real quick, I say this. As a man, I don't blame you. As a man, I don't blame you. But I'll say this, babe. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I kind of wish you would have just hit me up and at least said, yo, what's good, bro? You all right?
Well, I thought I did. I don't even
Nah.
remember. I ain't even gonna hold you. But for real, before you go get up out of here, I
Yeah.
think they took they saw Dominican and pinup and they try to exploit this story. And this is why it got
Oh,
to where the
damn,
point
yeah.
it was at. And it blew up in their face miserably.
And I don't think Pinup even knew that this is where they were going with it. I
At all.
don't. I think this
At
was
all.
all Dom. I think this was originally Dom's little plan, Dominican, whatever the fuck y'all call the girl. I don't know, but I do. I think she was the ringleader of this.
I
This was
know
all her idea.
this does not go the way they planned, and it's getting
Nope.
worse for them.
I
And
mean, but it's not true. It's not going to go the way you planned it to be.
and
You know what I'm
then
saying?
Exactly. When you
you let them
lying,
fools over there exploit their story. And they got them looking like fools over there.
Oh, they're going to drop them soon. They're gonna drop him soon.
If they ain't already did. My
It
thing is
don't
this:
lost
I
traction.
feel
It don't
like
lost
they came
traction.
from over there. Because for real, people don't. You just don't switch up like that. So you know how it's one day, oh, I love police, and then the next day, fuck, f police and all that.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't
Black
just
ain't
switch
holding
up
no
like that. You
punches.
don't just evolve into that.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
And
You
that's what
felt
I
like
keep
that the
telling
entire
y'all.
time. That's the
They
same
don't
way I
turn
felt
into
about
these
Tanya,
type of monsters overnight.
right? That's
Okay, so I'm
exactly
gonna
the
say
way I
this.
felt about Tanya.
I'm gonna say this. Hypothetically, and I want y'all to think about this. Hypothetically, imagine if I would have met that one in person.
That's, I think they were trying to set you, Solo, and Sobe up that way. Because if they
Nah,
would have
so
met
I
y'all in
don't
person,
think. Wait,
they would
hold
have been
on.
trying. They've been
Hold up.
saying all types of shit.
I don't think in the beginning it was a setup in I'm gonna falsely accuse them of something. I don't think that's
No, I
what
don't
it
think
was.
it like that.
I think that it was
he said, no,
women
I'm thinking like
that
that.
were women that are used to using their feminine wiles. And I said this, from when I first decided that I felt like this is what this was. And y'all know me, if I believe in something, I'm going to stand on it. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I can say I'm wrong. But I said from jump, I think this was a situation where they wanted to use their feminine wiles to get what they wanted. It didn't work, right? And then they were called out for being overly sexual to someone that was clearly uncomfortable. That is what set all of this shit in motion. They did not want to be seen as the predators that they are. And it's the same thing I said about I Speak. The only reason I Speak could not shut the fuck up is because he needs people to fucking believe him. He needs people to believe him. He needs people to believe in that false persona that he has created. I don't. I don't need you to believe some shit I already know. So I don't give a fuck if nobody ever believes me. My story ain't never gonna change.
Yeah, I didn't need
What y'all
nobody to
did
believe
is
me
still what the
either.
fuck y'all did. I think that it didn't work and they wanted to clown you. I think that's what that was at first. They wanted to clown you and they wanted to give off this, they wanted to get the attention off of them. So they wanted to clown you and create this narrative that you were, this cheating ass husband that was all in the DMs or whatever. But first of all, that ain't gonna work with me because I respect other dynamics. We don't know the dynamics of his marriage. So I'm not going to call him a predator based on that because I don't know if he's really cheating. I don't know if his wife knows or not.
And that's
Right?
that's the
So
way
I'm
she
not going to
explained it to
judge
me.
him
I ain't
on
even
that.
gonna hold you.
Right.
When you
I'm not going to
explained it to
judge
me
him on
like
that.
that, that's what made me realize I don't need to be speaking on this.
Right. I'm not
Especially
going
when
to
we
judge
didn't
him
even
on that.
hear from his own
That's
wife.
exactly. That's not our place. And I did. I had to tell Solo and Blaze. That's not our place to judge their fucking marriage because we don't know. And when your wife came in here and said, I know he flirt, but you know what I'm saying? He come home at night. He be with me every single night for the past 20
Every
something
night,
years. Okay. Well,
24,
that woman know her man. And okay, I'm damn sure not going to call him a predator now.
24 years, 24
Not
years.
based on that. Not based on that. And they wanted everyone to, they didn't want to call you a SAer. That was not what they wanted to
Yo, I
call
know
you at first. They
they,
wanted people to jump on you because you were a married man and you were in their inboxes. But when Sweet Nessie got up
I
there and
got
she said,
caught.
you know
How
what, at
many
the
people
end of the
do it that
day,
don't get caught?
at the at the end of the day, this ain't funny the way y'all talking about him because if this was somebody that y'all ain't never heard me say nothing about the size of motherfucking I don't speak on I Speak's autonomy. I don't speak on his biology. He
They lucky
does.
I'm respectful.
And I
You
say
think
it's
Blaze
gross,
roasting is
but
bad?
if I really felt
Shit.
victimized by this man, I would not be up here talking about his penis size, laughing and joking and talking about when y'all talk about how victims act. Ain't nobody finna fucking do that. And then as Sweet Nessie came in and said, this is not funny. Now all of a sudden it's, oh, victims, 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 victims. But then you swear up and down you never called yourself a victim. I'm fucking confused. I'm fucking confused because you called yourself a victim that very first night. And that's why my black ass stayed watching from the top and didn't come in there and fucking entertain that bullshit.
Like I said, they lucky that I'm being respectful and I ain't roasting back. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
it that way, man. Because you, at this point, they making themselves look foolish, and you don't need to say anything else, man. Like seriously, you don't.
Nah, I'm not. I'm
Right.
not.
It ain't nothing else to
I just
say.
wanted to thank the people that was there for me. You know what I'm saying? And I want and I want to thank Cherry for coming right up out that shit, and I creep for hitting me up and genuinely from her heart saying I'm sorry.
Right. I Creep is a great young woman.
She's
And I
young. She
don't
made
ever want to
mistakes.
be
She
a
made
bad
mistakes.
example to her. I don't ever want to be a bad example to her. And the fact that y'all don't give a fuck, y'all don't give a fuck how this young woman sees us. You don't give a fuck about the impact that you make on the youth.
And Smoke
That right
Dog.
there
Let
tells me
me
that
get
you
Smoke
ain't
one too.
shit. You ain't
Yo, you
shit.
know it's crazy because and Smoke in the background. Smoke shows a lot of support in the background. Did too. And if I forget somebody, it's just because I'm not thinking about it right now. But at the end of the day, man, that right there, that was just crazy to me. And that's dangerous. It's dangerous. And for them to move like that, and for people to even associate with it, they still around them, knowing that they lying. That shit is wild to me.
I don't know why it's wild when I keep telling y'all that is our world. The majority of the world is just that fucked up. We don't like to admit it because that would mean that we would have to admit our own motherfucking responsibility in the fuckery. But that's the world that we live in, Chico. That is
Yeah, nah,
literally the world that we live in.
it's scary. It's dangerous. It's disgusting. It's you know what I'm saying. And the one thing I want the people in the comments that I hear, I need y'all to understand something. When y'all hear something about somebody, go, especially when you know that other person, like most of you know me, go to that other person and talk to them too.
Right.
Don't just blow up. I don't care if you're a woman and that's a woman and they say what they say. Go to, especially when you know that person. I understand if they told you something and you didn't.
Almost 3,000 people that they
Me, I normally side with the truth.
And that's how I know that motherfuckers be full of shit. Because if you can come and talk to me when you need to release your trauma and your drama and all of that shit, but then when it comes to actually talking about some shit that actually matters, and you want to go talk to everybody but the motherfucker you got the issue with, you ain't shit. I don't
You
believe a
ain't shit.
motherfucking thing to come out your fucking mouth.
You ain't
So
shit
all these
because
motherfuckers that could pick up the phone and call me when they needed me, but couldn't call me in this situation, wanted to get in motherfucking comment sections and talk shit behind my back. Fuck y'all.
nah, I didn't understand that. They started dogging you out bad. I didn't get that. And they can't dog
Damn.
nobody out because I mean,
Hey,
yeah,
baby.
I'm trying not to go there, but they can't dog nobody out because at the end of the day, you can't be in the bathroom all the time talking about you got your own on lives with 5 people in there. Like, don't do that. And you can't show your face from the eyes up and talk about Icree's body. Don't do that. Don't go there with
Like
me
why?
because I
Like
would completely
why would that even
embarrass
be
y'all.
something you'd want to do? Why would you even want to talk shit about
Like
an 18-year-old?
right here look like a ninja turtle. Don't do that.
Chico, don't even let him take you there, bro.
I'm trying not to. I'm just saying, if they want to sit there and disrespect people and body, like, first of all, women shouldn't be body shaming other women. If y'all want to talk about
There
their
you go.
character, their attitude, do that. But body shaming other women, women should not be body shaming other women. That's how I feel about it. You know,
Hell, I
I
feel
got
the
teenage
same
daughters
fucking
that go
way.
to school. I got teenage daughters that go to school, and I tell my daughters every day they're beautiful. I hug my daughters every day. I kiss them. I tell them so much that I love them and they're beautiful that they get tired of it and they still go to school and they're insecure. You know what I'm saying? So to sit there
What
and talk
happened to
about somebody,
Rashida?
huh? Oh, I don't know. So to
She got
sit
the
there
bag. Come back up. What happened?
and start body shaming people, yo, like to me, this is just crazy to me. And Blaze, I'm not gonna go there. I just had to say that real quick though. Just to give you a little snippet of, don't talk about other people when you need to go look in the mirror yourself. You know what I'm saying? And
Oh,
as for
no.
Akri, like I said, she's young. She's young. She's learning. And for me to sit there and try to put my foot on her neck, I'm not being a man because I got to understand we make mistakes. We learn from our mistakes. And if you can go and actually own up to your shit, I have to respect that. But I won't
Right.
respect it a second time.
And I don't blame you.
Yo, Blaze, you was on one last night though. When somebody say they don't smoke.
Yeah, they was pissed. They woke up pissed too about last
No,
night.
but I told you. Look, I told you. Like if somebody say something about your kids or I'm not gonna laugh at that. But if somebody like roast Blaze in his shirt or his sneakers and it's funny, I'm gonna laugh at it. So, so that's why I said like when Lisa was roasting King, it was funny. She wasn't roasting his kids. She wasn't roasting whatever he got. She was roasting him. I found it funny.
Right.
If he was roasting her and said something, I ain't gonna laugh when they talk about her hair stuff. But if he said something about her sneakers or something, you know what I'm saying, her Crocs or something, I might. But people take shit too serious. I've been roasting Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell y'all this. Until about about I'm gonna say 9, 10 years ago, I was cross-eyed as fuck. I got surgery. So you can imagine the roasting they did to me. Motherfucker told me one time one eye was a blood, the other one was a crip, bitch. Like I've been through it. Lisa, don't laugh.
I'm just saying, remind me of my
Oh,
titties. I call them Tupac and Biggie. They
yeah,
stay
yeah.
on
You see
opposite
that?
sides of the damn
I'm
coast.
excited. You see what I'm
Long
saying?
ass motherfucking titties. When I lay down and go to sleep, one of them go to the west coast, the other one go to the motherfucking east coast. I call them motherfuckers. Like, here's the thing. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck. I really don't give a fuck about being roasted. I don't give a fuck about you
Nah,
calling
I
me Lil
don't
Bill.
care.
I don't care. I don't give a fuck about you talking about my body. Like I said, it ain't never stopped me from getting nothing. I
You
got
you
three
had me
motherfucking
crying.
kids. It
You had
ain't
me
never stopped me.
you had me crying when you pulled your hairband to the side and you pinched that little piece of hair and said you could pull that. Oh my god,
I mean,
I was
like I said, I
done.
keep three little twigs on the top
I
so
was
that he can
done.
pull that. The
I
fuck?
was
And you think I'm finna
done.
get, you think I'm finna motherfucking, man, man, bye. Don't nobody
That
give a
shit
fuck
was
about y'all like that.
that shit was hilarious. I can't believe you pinched that little piece of hair on the side. I was like, no.
Yes. You ain't finna
Yo,
embarrass me. I said a long time ago, I tried to tell these motherfuckers, I'm not easily embarrassed. When you've lived your whole life being abused, being talked about, being fucking ridiculed, and I mean, my mama used to call me fat. My mama used to tell me wasn't nobody gonna ever want me because I was fat and I was skinny as fucking hell. Literally skinny my whole entire fucking life, and I got called a fat bitch my entire fucking life. I got called dumb, stupid, ignorant, ugly, like whatever the fuck you can call me. My mama called me.
word.
So if my mama did that, the woman that went out of her way to adopt me and get custody of me and raise me, if she did that and didn't break me, what the fuck makes y'all think y'all gonna do it over the internet?
Yeah, word up. You can talk about anything you want to talk about. I don't give a damn. My shit
This
still
woman
work. I
used
got
to
five
hit me
kids.
in the head with motherfucking pipe wrenches.
Nah, that's wild.
Who the fuck do y'all think I'm scared of? I lived through hell throughout my childhood. I almost died at 16.
Nah, that's
I
crazy.
saw the motherfucking light. And I ain't never going back to the dark. And that's where y'all living, in the fucking dark.
Nah,
In
people
the
can roast
dark,
me all they want.
evil
I don't care.
fucking ages.
I don't care. Like I said, I my whole life I grew up. Look, I was in special ed. I was cross-eyed. I took the yellow bus one time in the hood in New York City. I never did it after that. Boy, they roasted me for about a year after that.
Like, y'all can kiss my ass. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a
Right.
fuck. Tell yourself what you want to tell yourself. Do what the fuck you want to do, but it's not going to stop me. It's not going to
Look,
change my truth.
I told Blaze one time that all I wear is Crocs, and he roasted me a little bit. I ain't never gonna wear Crocs, cause like I ain't he's like it is what it is. I
I ain't
don't.
gonna lie, you and your wife be funny as hell in y'all fucking videos. You told that woman,
Oh, yeah, we
I'm
nah.
not
That's
getting butt tissue. And I'm like, butt tissue? Butt tissue. It took me a minute to even get the mother.
Yeah, that's not even a half of it. Like if I post a half of the videos that we just is
I don't think they understand relationships like that. When you've been together so fucking long, you can talk about anything, you can joke about anything. Hell, let me see a fine ass woman. I'm damn for sure finna tell my husband, look, ain't she cute? Ain't she beautiful? Look at her. I'm not
Hey
gonna
y'all,
get
my
mad
bad.
because his eyes is going over there. My eyes is going over there too, nigga. Let's look.
yo.
Hey,
It's funny.
baby.
We were somewhere. We was on the beach in Daytona one time. She goes, "What you got me for?" I forgot what day it was. I said, "Love, cause that bitch free."
So
uh,
I
Hey, she
actually
got the
just,
bag, boo.
hey love, I actually just came up to say that in Blaze's defense, you know, Blaze don't like getting into our business like that. You know what I'm saying? And he was really caught off guard. Like when he came into that room, it was a oh, Blaze here. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't really know, you know, how to respond at that moment. So that was all that I wanted to say about that. So
nah,
not
with
too
Blaze,
much on
I didn't
Blaze,
want him.
man.
I didn't. It didn't bother me. He didn't publicly say nothing because as a man that's been through it, because he's been through it. He's married. He's been through it. As a man, I would stay out that shit too. Like, yo. But at the end of the day, in the background, I could have got a message saying, "Yo, bro, you good." That's all I'm saying.
And that's why I said our men need to get better at communicating with one another. That's why I respected the fact that, Solo was like, I wouldn't mind talking to him just man to man, just to talk to him. But here's the thing. What I didn't like, and I didn't like this from the majority of the people over here, like, because here's the thing, only a couple of us were vocal, and I mean vocal about our support for Chico. And I saw a couple of times he would come in here and speak, and it was not the greetings that he would normally get. And I let it go on for like 2 or 3 days. And I had to point it out because at the end of the day, if we're going to talk about fairness and if we're going to talk about getting rid of sexual assault culture and being fair, then we should be fair to him. Because if this were a woman, if this had happened to a woman, I think we would have been more inclined to have this woman's back, speak on this woman's behalf, at least speak to the woman when she came in the damn room. I didn't like that. And y'all know I'm going to talk about what I talk about. I'm going to say what I feel. I don't sugarcoat shit. I don't keep shit hidden. I don't do that. I tell you how I feel. So after I watched y'all for a couple of days, and I watched the lack of greeting he got when it used to not be like that. It used to not be like that. Chico come in the room and speak to everybody, and everybody was, "Hey, Chico, hey, bro, hey, bro, hey, bro." After this happened, it was only us that were vocal about speaking up for real in his defense, that were speaking back to him when he would come in the room. So I felt he was uncomfortable. I knew he was uncomfortable. And I don't want nobody that we call family to feel uncomfortable in this space.
Let me ask you a
No, it
question real
ain't.
quick.
Technically, there is no safe space on this app. But like I said, we need to be more concerned with being safe people. I want to be a safe person. I don't want nobody to come in my presence and think that they're going to be harmed just by
Let,
being in my fucking presence.
let me ask you this: when you hit me up and you asked me the question, and I said, "Yeah, I talked to him," and then when you said, "Well, I came to you because I'm going to come to you because I cover essay topics," what was my reaction to that?
You were shocked. You were. Because, and
I
let me
I
clarify
had no
that.
clue.
I knew that you knew that they were talking about you. I was not aware that you didn't know. Because when I said it to you, I said it matter of factly, like you already knew that it was SA. So when you said what, I'm like, well, damn. So when I told his wife that he knew, I knew he knew because I had told him that he was being accused of SA. Now I know he knew that, they had said some shit about him, but I know he did not know. He had no idea that he was being
I had no
accused of
clue.
sexual assault.
I had no
And I
clue.
felt like that is where the boundary was crossed for me. Because if it had just stayed on, you know what, he ain't shit. He a married man. He out here talking to these women. I wouldn't have had nothing to say.
I
That's
would have
y'all
ate that.
perspective. You're
I would have ate
entitled
that.
to that. You know what I'm saying? And I would have just let it go. But it wasn't that. As soon as Sweet Nessie called y'all out and told y'all that it was not funny, that's when y'all started calling him a predator. That's when you started using the word victim. That's when you said, yeah, and it took I Creep to really teach me about grooming before I realized that that's what Chico did to me. He groomed me. Girl,
You 30
what?
years old. You 30-year old.
And let's get that straight. A 30-year-old can be groomed. Anybody
Yeah.
can be fucking groomed.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
Anybody can be fucking groomed. But you don't get to use those terms just because it fits the narrative well. And I'm not gonna believe it just because you made it sound good. And I'm not gonna believe you just because you automatically took your dumb ass out here in these streets talking about you believe me with no motherfucking proof. Didn't
but
nobody tell you to do that.
she said,
Didn't
listen,
nobody tell you to do that. I never
she's,
asked you to blindly believe me. So I'm
for
not gonna
somebody to
blindly
say,
believe you.
for somebody that said they didn't know I was married, and first, and I'm gonna say this, I'll say this. There's one elder in here that I showed the proof to. And I ain't gonna say that person's name because I need at least somebody to see. That's bullshit. Her favorite
I
thing
know
to,
who you're talking about because they
yeah,
told me that they saw the proof. They
yeah.
saw the proof.
Her favorite thing to say to me when I was talking to her was, I'm nosy, I'm nosy. She was asking me so many invasive questions to the point where I had to ask her, can we change the conversation?
Yep. Yep.
She think I ain't got it. That's what she think that because I'm married, I deleted all the,
Actually,
you
I
know
don't
what
even
I'm
think
saying?
she sent me the proof. I think she just told me that she saw it, that you sent it to her. Because I don't think, I mean, I'm not, I'm normally the type be like, no, I don't need to see nothing.
It wasn't
So
nothing
I may
personal.
not
It
have
wasn't.
seen it, but I know that this elder did tell me that you did send them, that you did send proof.
I didn't send nothing invasive. I didn't send nothing private. I didn't send nothing derogatory. I sent enough to show that
Right.
all of it is bullshit. Crazy. All right, I'm gonna take my nap. I'll catch you on a later live.
All right, bro. Have a good night. I mean, a good nap. Now, all
All
right.
right.
All right. Y'all, I ain't doing nothing but getting my nails done for my birthday. I just redid my nails. I do not like this shape. I don't know why I got it. I don't know. I don't like this shape on my hands, but oh well. I lost my other nail last night and I couldn't find it. So I just changed the whole fucking set. I should probably file that down some, make it a little skinnier, sort of match the other hand better. I don't like square, but they were pretty, and I thought they would look better than this on my hands, honestly. And I'm gonna probably shape them up into like the coffin shape. You keep swiping out. I swear y'all are some coward motherfuckers though. Every last one of you. Every last one of y'all that sit up and talk shit about me all motherfucking day long. When I don't say shit about y'all, but when I come into the live, you ain't nowhere to be seen. Y'all are fucking cowards.
Guarantee you will be 1,000 videos posted by the time you're live in.
Yep. Yep. Yes, sir. And I ain't gonna watch probably. What if you don't repost it? I probably ain't never gonna see it because I just don't care.
Buy this shit too. I like for real. I'm at the point where I'm just not giving y'all the energy that y'all want. I mean, like it's fucking pointless because y'all all hypocrites. Y'all all have agendas.
And that's
I
the
feel
reason they
like,
hate me. I ain't never gave them the energy they want.
yeah.
You come over here and you gonna get the energy I'm gonna give you.
And again, for the last fucking time, stop trying to call us to y'all lives, okay? Because ain't
Never
nobody
gonna
coming to
happen.
y'all rusty, dusty, corny ass lives to be sitting there and y'all hold control the conversation, and
Right.
it ain't
Over
nothing but a
talk
bunch of
for an
bullshit.
hour. Over talk for an hour. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You can't even get 5 words in before they start over talking. You
Over
can't even get a
talking you,
point
letting
across
other
before they
people in the
start
box.
over talking you. Because that's all y'all want. Y'all want clicks and views in your life. You want people to
Right.
come in, ooh, 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 what's going on? It's lit in here. I don't give a fuck about it being lit over here.
Nope.
I don't give a fuck about a crowd over here. I give a fuck about people that are actually going to listen and discuss.
Because they absolutely know when Police or Blaze come in they live, them numbers go up. I
Yep.
don't give a fuck what y'all say, how you feel about it. Because the only reason y'all numbers go up is because we come to y'all live and they feel safe enough to come in there. Those the same motherfuckers be watching from the hallway when we doing it, when we doing our live.
Yeah, I think if y'all remember I Creep when that
Texas.
live they did and Pinup was like, Pinups, what happened to Blaze? Pinup says something. And I thought then, okay, damn, I didn't hear you say be right back. I thought then that Pinup was going, you know what, just let me just tell the truth. Like, let me just tell y'all how this was, whatever. But she didn't. She continued to sit up there and let Dominican keep spinning this narrative that they were victims of Chico. Because, again, I feel like at the end of the day, the whole goal was to get the attention away from what had been done to Solo. And when Sweet Nessie came in and fucked up that plan, they panicked. They panicked and they said whatever the fuck they felt sounded good at the time. Which was what? What they ended up saying. He's a predator. We are his victims. I was groomed. I was this. I was that. Because if that's not what your message was, then what the fuck are y'all so mad at me about? What the fuck were y'all so mad at me about that very next day when I said the only issue I had was that y'all didn't talk to him first? Because y'all were indeed saying that it made, I was uncomfortable. We just eventually just, blocked him. We just eventually just stopped talking to him. Just eventually. Because and I asked you straight up, did you ever tell him that he made you feel uncomfortable? Did you ever tell him that he disrespected you in any way? No, we just blocked him. I do not agree with that. I do not agree with just throwing somebody's, and that's why I said I don't do the exposing. I don't do none of that unless I know that you are absolutely a fucking predator. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I done already confronted you and you really just said, fuck you, bitch. I'm not changing. I'm going to be who I'm going to be. Then I'm going to expose you. But I'm going to give everybody a fair opportunity to explain and do whatever the fuck they need to do to correct whatever bad behavior was going on. And that's the world we should live in. Because everything is not purposeful. You know what I'm saying? Everything is not purposeful. We know this because we all hurt people. We all hurt people without that being the intention. And I don't think now one of us would want to wake up and see that our mistake had already been judged and motherfucking we have no way, right, of correcting it at this point, because now you've already spun a narrative of who I am without even giving me an opportunity to tell you who I am. Everybody deserves that. Everybody deserves fairness. The accused and the accuser. Shouldn't nobody be running out here? Shouldn't nobody be out here running with one side of a fucking story and then deciding to go on a crusade for that one side, right? And diminish and bully and harass and fuck up the other person. You don't know which one of these people are really the victims unless you were absolutely there, right? Unless you were there. The only thing you can do is go by the proof that they are presenting themselves. And proof don't always come in the form of, okay, here's the actual evidence of what they did, right? Y'all talk about the law already. Y'all got all these motherfucking degrees and all of this shit. Y'all ain't never heard of circumstantial evidence. Meaning I might not have been there to fucking see it, because that's the only way a jury can come up with a fucking verdict, right? The only way a jury can come up with a verdict, right? Because they weren't there. Wasn't nobody in that courtroom there except for the victim and the victimized. I mean, the victimizer. So at the end of the day, we all working off circumstantial evidence. And if you don't trust your instinct enough to know when you're hearing a fucking lie, then that right there tells me that our fucking justice system is fucked up. Cause you is who be on the motherfucking jury. Us. We the ones be on the motherfucking jury. So if you tell me you can't look at a fucking TikTok video, you can't look at a TikTok situation, a Facebook situation, whatever, especially for 2 whole fucking years and still can't come up with the truth, then our justice system ain't shit. And you are the proof that it ain't shit. Right, and the evidence went against their fucking narrative. From jump. I mean, from straight jump. That's why y'all was so mad at Portia. That's why y'all was so mad at other people. That's why you created that fake ass motherfucking comment on my fucking home record. Ain't nobody said that but you in your own motherfucking head. Because you know deep down you didn't give a fuck about him being married. You know that. Deep down, you didn't give a fuck about him being married. And I get it. I done been there. I have been there, baby. Didn't give a fuck. But at some point, you're going to have to take responsibility for your actions. You're going to have to be held accountable for your actions, or karma going to get your ass any fucking way, so it don't really matter. And that's why I can sit in front of y'all today and speak the way that I speak, because karma done ate my ass up something good. Until I learn how to check that motherfucking oppressor within and stop blaming everybody else for every fucking thing. Take responsibility for the actions that got me caught up. You got to stand in that shit. And you have to be honest about it. Yep, you didn't give a fuck that he was married. You didn't. Oh, it's okay, sweet melanin goddess. Listen, I was on the outside telling Portia to get out of there because I knew it was some bullshit, and I didn't want Portia to get stressed out and, you know, You know, I knew it was some bullshit. And I know Portia. So I did. I texted, I was like, baby girl, please get out of there. Please get out of there. I don't know. I don't know if I could call what I feel like is a gift to me a gift for real. But I see shit for what it is most of the time. Like I said, even when I decide to give you the opportunity to be something else, I don't skip over the fucking flags. I mark them on the wall. And when them flags start to outweigh the good in you, I know exactly who the fuck I'm dealing with, because we're all capable of bad. That's why I'm not judgmental. We're all capable of fucking up. We're all capable of doing fucked up things. We're all capable of hurting people. Which is why I try not to judge and give you the opportunity to correct your fucking behavior. But when them red flags start to fucking outweigh everything else, then I know exactly who you are and I know exactly how I have to treat you. And I'm not going to coddle you energizing your negative self. I'm not going to make excuses and say, oh, this is just a hurt person, because that goes beyond hurt. When you make up blatant lies, when you go along with blatant lies, that's beyond hurt. That's vindictive. That's vengeful. That's predatory. And I don't condone that. That I do not condone. What happened? Oh, thank y'all for the gifts. I'm going to the trail ride.
Hey sis, it was a 000 page. I got him up out of here. You know the same line, grifting, your gift is grifting. But they had 000. Come back on the page with at least one friend.
Yeah, come back on the page. Y'all come back on the page where you can get in the box and say this shit
Yeah,
to my face.
right. So I got him up out of
I
here.
would love
You
to
don't
have
have
that
no voice here.
conversation with y'all. I would love to get this grifting conversation over and done with once and for all. Who volunteers to get their ass in the box and let's have it? Because that's what the fuck y'all been writing in my comment section. Like, I can't believe, like, this lady gonna tell me in the comment section the other day. I kid you not, this is the dumbest shit I've ever fucking read. The veterans that don't get benefits get their money back by working.
Huh? What? No, that's making them slave labor.
The veterans that don't get benefits get their money back by working. I had to read that shit over and over and over and over again to realize that that's what she wrote and that's what the fuck she meant. Because I asked her, how, what the fuck, what do you mean? They don't sit around and complain that they're not getting benefits. They get out there and they work and they get their money back that way. How you gonna give somebody back something that you owe them by them working for it? So you're meaning to tell me that veterans get their money back by working for money that's already owed to them? Make that shit make sense. Make that shit make sense. And I don't know what dictionary y'all be reading from or how y'all learn words. Right? But unemployable means what? Anybody?
Unable to work.
Unemployable
I'm unemployable.
means what?
Ain't no working for us.
This is how I know y'all don't understand nothing about how the disability system works, especially the VA system. See, I'm not even 100% disabled, right? But I have ailments that stop me from working completely, which is why I get paid at the 100% rating. I get the benefits of a person that has a 100% rating, because not only am I permanently and totally disabled, I am also unemployable. So what do you want veterans to do? Because that threshold is very small. Last time I checked, we couldn't make no more than $12,000 a year, right? Because they don't want you too far above that poverty line, right? So I get $48,000 a year from my benefits. Now that sounds like a lot when you say it like that, but when you break it down to $4,200 a month in a 5-person household, that don't add up to much.
And that don't
$48,000
even
a year.
include inflation.
$48,000 a year ain't even middle class. Not anymore. It might have been 20 years ago, but that's not even middle class. So you want us to go out here and work our asses off for another $12,000 a year to take away all of our benefits, right? Because at 100%, that means my kids get health care, right? They get dental, they go to school, free money to go to school. So you want me to lose all of that to make an extra $12,000 a year? That's going to have to go on fucking child care. Because I have a non-school age child. So that would have to go to daycare. Because I don't have nobody to
That's the
just
whole
drop my child off
12,000
with and
right
say, hey,
there.
watch my child for a few hours while I go to work. I don't. I ain't never
Child
had
care is
that.
the whole 12,000
Girl, the whole 12,000.
and some.
The whole 12,000. And see, with this child, because I was rated unemployable, 100% permanently and totally unemployable in 2018. I had my daughter in 2019. I felt like it was a blessing, especially at that time too. My husband had a full-time job. What the fuck I'm gonna get out here and go to work for, send my kid off to a fucking stranger when I can finally be a stay-at-home mom? For the first time in my motherfucking life, I do not have to work throughout my children's childhood. I could be a stay-at-home mom. That didn't even last 2 motherfucking years, because by 2020, I was opening up my fucking dance studio. But it was also something that I could, baby, hey, Danny, Danny,
I'm going
Danny.
in the comments. I gotta take this call.
Okay. I don't know what the fuck he's looking.
Don't go to Moon Home Repair. Who the fuck is Moon Home Repair? But anyway, like I was saying, I had the opportunity to be a stay-at-home mom. Hell, I worked throughout my other kids' childhood. So I was like, I can do this time. I can just stay at home. Stay with my child. Know what it is to actually be a present mother. Not have to send my kids off to daycare. Not have to send my kids off to preschool. I can teach them myself. I can be here with her every fucking day, all fucking day. Yes, it's tiring. Yes, it's mentally draining. But I'd rather have it this way than my daughter be sitting up with a fucking stranger right now. Somebody she don't fucking know for real. Somebody that could be doing anything to her, because even the people you trust hurt your fucking kids. The motherfuckers you've known all your fucking life Matter of fact, the majority of kids are hurt by people that the parents allow in the homes. So now I prefer it this way. Me being at home with my daughter until she's school age. I don't give a fuck about struggling. People help me if they want to help me. They don't if they don't. I'm going to find a way regardless. Either way. But to be embarrassed to be struggling when the majority of my life I ain't never had to want for nothing for real. Hell, the only thing I wanted for in my childhood was love. Everything else was there. Food, lights, water, clothes. Big ass yard to play in when I could play. But all I wanted in my childhood was love. Because money don't mean shit. My parents had money. And that didn't make my life no fucking easier. First marriage. He was in the military. We struggled financially like any other military couple would. But I didn't want for shit. Didn't need shit. I could work when I wanted to. Didn't have to work. But I did. Second marriage, I was in the military. No financial problems then. I struggled for maybe a year after I got out of the fucking military. Right? Been doing fine. It's just our time to struggle again. We're moving on to a different part of our lives. And money don't mean that much to neither one of us. I spend my money on my kids. I spend my money on my community. I spend my money on my family. But right now, I just got to make sure my bills are paid. And as long as they paid, struggling how? To keep up with you? Baby, I done ran laps around you. I done had and not had, given and not been given. Right? I done did all of that in these little 40 years of my life. I know what it is to have and I know what it is to not have. And baby, I ain't never been afraid of not having money. But not having love, not having understanding, not having care, not having empathy, that's a life I don't want to fucking live. I don't give a fuck how much money I got. I don't want a loveless motherfucking life just to say I flew somewhere. Just to say my bag cost this much. Just to say this the kind of car I drive. You can't take none of that shit with you. None of it. The only thing you can take with you is your energy, your soul. And I'd rather die with a full happy soul than a fucking full pocket. Because what the fuck am I going to do with that? Oh, thank you, powerful. Right, been there and fucking done that. Struggle does make you stronger, but we shouldn't even have to struggle. We shouldn't have to struggle. Our immediate needs should be met for free. Because who the fuck asked to be here? Who the fuck asked to be born? And who the fuck made the rules that we gotta pay for the fucking food? We gotta pay for the motherfucking shelter. We gotta pay for the motherfucking light, the air, the fucking water. Shit that's already given to us as a birthright. We gotta work our lives away slaving for it. That's just as dumb as that fucking sentence that girl said in my fucking comment section. Veterans work to get the money back that they're owed. Veterans that don't get benefits work to get their money back. That's exactly who we are. These dummies out here working for shit that is already ours. Shit that already belongs to us. That sounds like slaves to me. So slavery ain't went nowhere. It just conformed with the fucking times, just like racism, just like sexism. How can we live in a world with racism and sexism and think that we're not fucking slaves? Make that shit make sense. Make that shit make sense where the majority of us can enter some marginalized motherfucking group of people, right? Whether it's we black, whether it's we're female, whether it's we're a child, whether it's we're a victim of a fucking crime, whether it's we're poor, sick, disabled. We can all walk into these different marginalized groups, and marginalized, we know what the fuck that means. That means you don't have the privilege of the unmarginalized motherfucking group, the masses who's supposed to be the fucking white people. But we know that's only 1% of the population of the world. So what the fuck does that make the rest of us? If only 1% of the population of the world is living good, no financial worries at all, ain't got to rob, ain't got to kill, ain't got to steal, they still do it. But they don't have to. What the fuck does that make us? That's my friend Lil Coop. Lil Coop be scooting and what? Hold on. He be cooping and swooping and scooting his little boots, and I know that he's crazy. Them baby hairs are wavy. Look at them wavy baby hairs. Twinning. That's my twin. Twinning them. He be scooping and oh damn, I fucked it up again. He be cooping and what the fuck is the name of the song, girl? I mean, what is the words of the song, girl? Cooping, swooping. There we go, because the swoop on the baby hair. He be cooping and swooping and scooting his little boots in, and I know that he's crazy. Them baby hairs are wavy. Boy, this ain't about Lil Coop. Don't go in on my twin like that. Look at that. Hairline the same, everything. Same hairline.